we're spending a couple of years going behind closed doors and looking at musical life in the Soviet Union, and in particular, people that we don't know very much about. This has been an interest of yours for some time.
For a long time, yes, yes.
And maybe there's an even larger topic here, which is impressions and misimpressions of the Soviet Union in the West.
Mostly misimpressions.
Mostly misimpressions.
That I can tell you
could you
right
share
away.
your thoughts about those misimpressions?
Well, misimpressions, it's not only with music, with poetry, with literature, with anything. Like time or country, certain culture picks up one poet, let's say Pushkin. Yeah, there was one poet in Russia, first half of 19th century was Pushkin, but it was Batyushkov, Yazykov, many others, great poets, but it's always one. That's how business works. I cannot explain it, but that's what it is. Talking about Russian music, in 20th century, we're talking about those who lived, let's say, partly in Russia. It was Prokofiev and Shostakovich. It was these two people who basically dominated for most of 20th century until the death of Shostakovich, the musical scene in Russia. However, in the first 20, 30 years of 20th century, there were a group of composers second to none in their talent, I think not inferior to Prokofiev or to Shostakovich. And those names are basically unknown. And there are some reasons I cannot logically explain all of them, but one of the reasons that they are not known, that this group of people never emigrated from Russia, from Soviet Union. And we can only imagine what would happen to Shalyapin, Nabokov, Rostropovich,
Rachman and all.
Yes, all of these people, if they would stay in Russia. So the whole group of outstanding Russian artists who produced incredible art, and we have no idea what would happen with them if they would stay in Russia. They possibly would be dead, or the art would be very different. So it was a group of people which always interested me, and these people are not even known well in Russia, say nothing about in the West or in the United States. And I felt it could sound a little bit grand, but you know me well enough, I'm not a grand guy at all. But I felt partly that it was a mission, kind of sort of my mission to bring them back.
So we're talking about Roslovets, Protopopov,
we're talking about Roslovets, Mosolov, Protopopov, and Stanchinsky. He died, I think, at 24, 23 years of age. But these three, yes, Mosolov, Roslovets, and Protopopov has been hugely influenced by Scriabin. And basically, they started very successfully during early 20s until 28, 29. Their works has been played and they have been known.
Yeah.
But then, you know, at 29, 28, Stalin goons took care of the culture, and basically from 1930s, these three guys were out of a job, out of any positions, none whatsoever. So, and they lived long lives, not so long lives, but without being played and without any source of income and so on and so forth.